My name's Laura Cima, and I'm the Director of Registrar Services in the Admissions Office Student Services, and I just want to address FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. It's also known as the Buckley Amendment, and it's related to students' rights of privacy within the classroom and with their student records. And basic information is all students, even if they're under 18, are afforded the rights of privacy through our departments, and that simply means we cannot release any information if a parent, a spouse, or friend, family member contacts the instructor, the admissions office, any of the vice president's office. We are not able to release any information except what we consider directory information, and that is their name, address, telephone number, date and place of birth, honors and awards, and dates of attendance. So if a parent or somebody contacts you and wants to know if their child is even enrolled in your class, we are unable to release that information. We're simply able to say they are in attendance from such and such a date to such and such a date. We can't let them know what courses that they're taking, and especially can't let them know what grades they're making or what their status is in that class. The exception to this is if a student signs off on a piece of paper allowing a parent or spouse to find out this information, then we may, of course, release any information. But we will have to have a signed piece of paper from that student. The parent can't bring it in and say, Johnny or Susie said I can see this. We have to receive that from the student. Also, students have to be able to know what information we can release, and they can also restrict us from even releasing directory information. And if they choose not to have that release, they may contact our office and we will put a restriction on their file. So even if somebody calls and asks if they're attending, we can't release that information. If the student has requested, we keep that private. So the basic information to remember is we can't release any information except the directory information on a student. And if you're unsure about that, please contact the admissions office and we can let you know specifically if they have a restriction on their file to not release any, or on the other end of it, if they have signed a release form for somebody to find out the information.
If an instructor would have a question about whether or not they could release information, should they contact you before to see if there have been restrictions put on by the students?
Yes, yeah, we would request that they do that. That way it just keeps everything in policy and in order, so we can release that information. And I understand sometimes parents call very frustrated, they're paying the tuition, they want to know why they can't know this information, especially if they're right out of high school. They've been able to access that information through the high schools. And that, like I said, does apply even if it's a dual credit course and they're under 18, because once you enter the college environment, you're afforded all the rights of 18 and older. So